Hello Aquarius, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your mid-June tarot check-in, and your theme is the Empress, Goddess, Femininity, Mother Earth. So you might be really nourishing yourself, maybe spending more time in nature, getting in touch with your inner divine feminine, which whether we're male or female, we both have divine feminine and divine masculine. And this is really enjoying the beauty in life, the love in life, and just nurturing yourself. This is an absolute self-love card as well, by the way. So let's see what else is in store for you for the rest of this month. And if you haven't subscribed, please, 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 please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Like if you're already a subscriber. All right, let's see what's in store for you. Okay, what do you need to know for this month? Interesting. Ooh. Some major arcanas already. Wow, we have got, not including this major arcana, we've got 1, 2, 3. So it seems like it's a pretty intense month, but overall in a good way. So you're coming up as the Justice card. So I feel like you are looking at also possible Libra energy. Regardless, you're looking at things very, very clearly, very objectively, with fairness and balance and a bit of emotional detachment. But honestly, if we get too emotionally wrapped into certain situations or things like that, the media is horrible for that, okay? That's a whole other story though, I'm not gonna get into that. Sometimes we have to take a step back and just look at the facts, look at the information, and come to a logical, rational decision. So I feel like you are in that essence, okay? And it hasn't been easy getting there. You've suffered in the past because I feel like this is mostly within. I mean, it might not, for some of you, I might be talking about someone else, but I feel like for most of you, I'm talking about some internal process that's going on, because what you need to know about is coming up as the Hanged Man. Your suffering, your patience, your being put in a situation that is totally not fair, you didn't deserve it, you've gained so much wisdom. And it may have been stressful, but you're coming back from that. You've learned so much. The big battle is over. That actually, like with the Hanged Man, looking at things from a different perspective by being forced to be put in a situation that you didn't want to be in, you've learned so much, you've become so much stronger, and you're just, the way that your mind is going to be able to think is so awesome. It's like having a really chiseled, awesome ego to help look at things. It's great. Like your perspective is awesome, the way that you look at things now. And I feel like it has something to do with, in the past, we've got the Nine of Cups leading into this. You had a big wish. And whatever this big wish is, and it could be related to love, it could be related to something that's emotionally fulfilling, this is actually going to help you get that in the future. I don't necessarily see that in the near future. Subscribe if you want to know more about the more distant future. But this is actually fulfilling a wish that you have, an emotional desire. So, but it's a struggle. It's like you needed to change your perspective. You needed to think differently. And so you had to go through this difficult situation to be able to think differently, to actually be able to get what you want. The outcome is actually the Two of Swords, and I'll pull more clarifying cards shortly to get a little bit more information from this, but I feel like during your isolation and during being by yourself or just being stuck in a situation you really didn't enjoy, you learned a lot. So much, so much, so much. You might have even reached out to kind of have some sort of mentors, even if it's, a YouTuber or something like that. Maybe me. Anyways, but you've learned so much, and I think that you're more on track to actually, going in the direction that you want when it comes to work and educating yourself. I feel like you feel like you have more control over your life, or you will in the future, okay? But yeah, I also think you have a decision to make, and you're going to be a little bit stuck making that decision. I need to pull these cards right now, these clarifying cards. Let's see. Then I'll be able to kind of say a bit more. Awesome. Wow. Ooh, wow. Okay, so I think that maybe in the past you thought your wish was fulfilled with someone who came in really intensely into your life. For those of you who are female, it is a male, okay? Or maybe you got into something, maybe you had a wish and then you just kind of got into something a bit too fast without thinking, okay? That didn't work out. which is fine because you're insanely strong. Look, I gotta show you this. So you're coming up as the Justice card and you're clarified by lust, also known as the Strength card. You have gained so much strength. You're not only in touch, you're not only able to think about things rationally from an awesome, clear, fair perspective, you're also really in touch with your intuition and your instinct. It's helped guide you into that direction. Now, things didn't work out the way that you wanted them to, and I think there was a lot of emotional disappointment and unhappiness with the isolation, with this Hanged Man energy, with feeling alone, stuck in that situation you didn't like. You may have had to abandon previous efforts that used to be emotionally fulfilling and satisfying for you. You've walked away from that because it's fallen apart. The way that things used to be, the way that you thought things would go, were completely, it's not happening anymore. This is interesting. So the outcome is actually the Two of Swords. And so you might be, it's kind of like, the Two of Swords to me is like the minor arcana version of the Hangman energy. So I feel like you're actually going to be getting things more under control. You'll be able to think in a more balanced mindset. Just be wary if there's a decision you have to make in the future. You do have to end up making the decision, and I feel like it needs to come from an inspired choice, because I don't think you'll be able to make this decision in the future rationally. I mean, yes, you can look at things much more clearly and rationally, that's fantastic, but in the future you're also going to have to get back in touch with your instinct, because in your head you're going to be like, should I do this or this or this or this or this, and then you'll be like that forever, not really making a decision. It's kind of like it's being at a standstill. So you really do need to go with your gut instinct, which you also have tapped into because you're clarified by the Lust or Strength card. Let's get some advice cards, and definitely make sure you stick around for the Destiny cards. You pick your own destiny, okay? All right, let's get a few advice cards, please. Wow, look at that. Interesting. So we've got the Ten of Wands. So as an advice card, you may feel like you have too much on your plate, and you likely do. You really need to actually, one, decide, do I want to keep going in this direction? Okay, or is this the furthest I can go? Two, maybe you should start asking people for help, even if it's just someone to talk to and just to listen. You really should not be, this is not self-love, okay? This is self-love, treating yourself. Get into that energy, because this, expecting yourself to do everything on your own and never asking help from anyone or letting people know that you need help, that is not self-love. Get out of that. Ask people for love. Don't expect yourself to do everything no matter what. That's self-hate, okay? Switch it. Second advice card, Three of Cups. This is the party card. Meeting up with friends, family, people who are close to you is definitely the way to go right now. And that likely taps into the whole, self-love, self-care, okay? Because we all need community, we all need connection, and we all need to have a little bit of fun. Life isn't all about working hard, right? The Empress, she is a queen. She's worked so hard to get to where she is, but she also treats herself. She relaxes. She enjoys the good things in life. What is the point of life if you can't just kick back and relax and enjoy it once in a while? So that's what the Three of Cups is telling you to do. But with close friends and family, if you have an opportunity to go to parties, dinners, whatever, do it. And with more than one person, that's 3 or more people. All right. Third advice card, the Tower. Look, you had the Tower clarifying the situation that you had to walk away from. It's over, it's done, and it sucks, but you're gonna have to let it go. And you're also gonna have to understand that the reason why this previous situation fell apart is because it wasn't strong enough. It was not meant to work in the long run, and if it hadn't fallen apart and crumbled now, it would have in the future, okay? It was meant to be done. It's over. It wasn't serving you. You deserve better. And I think deep down you know that. We have the Nine of Cups again. This is the wish card. Make a big wish, ask your heart what you want, and just put that energy, that emotional energy in that direction, and the universe will follow, okay? Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. You are going to pick your own destiny cards. But please do tell me what it is that you had to walk away from. I do love reading your comments, only the nice ones. Yeah, please let me know. What is it? And what is it that you've been looking at a lot more clearly now? But yeah, I mean, you do have, your outcome is clarified by the Magician, so you can pretty much get whatever you want. You just gotta put your mind to it. definitely. And what is it you've learned in the recent past? Please let me know. All right. 1, 2, or 3, pick the number that first really resonates with you. Never second guess yourself, that's your ego. We're using our intuition right now. If you picked 1, I feel like if you picked 1, you're definitely dealing with a particular person, because we've got 2 court cards. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, the Princess of Wands, and the 2 of Pentacles. But I feel like you might be a lot more practical, a lot more sensible, and maybe low risk, kind of on the surface with where you want to go with your life, okay? But beneath the surface, you have this deep desire just to act on inspiration. And what you're really going to have to do is you're going to have to find a balance, okay? I feel like previously, maybe you went extreme one way in your approach in life and then extreme another. You need to prioritize and figure out what direction you're going to go. And you can balance both. You can have both. You can get really creative ideas and then be very sensible in practically applying them in real life, okay? It doesn't have to be all one or the other. It doesn't have to be all zero risk, no fun, or all fun and no planning. You can have that balance. If you pick 2, on the surface, we've got the Temperance card, possible, well, that's you. Oh, no, sorry, Temperance is Sagittarius. My bad. But anyways, this is representing you in finding inner balance, okay? Beneath the surface, we've got the 10 of Cups, and also the King of Pentacles is your advice card, okay? So I feel like, you know, you found that internal balance overall, and you're still feeling your way back to becoming balanced, regardless of how, you know, insane or imbalanced the external environment and the situation that you've been having to deal with is, okay? You do have a lot of that self-love. You are feeling fulfilled with your community. Your advice, which is great, and or at least you're on that path, because this is under the surface. So even if you don't feel it that way, because you're coming into balance, that will manifest in your life in the future for sure. Your advice is the King of Pentacles, so that's to be business savvy, business smart, just to make intelligent business decisions. And also, you can manifest what you want. You can be a master manifester once you have this balance. If you pick 3, on the surface, we've got the High Priestess. Beneath the surface, the 6 of Swords, Science, and your advice is the 8 of Pentacles. So you actually have tapped into your intuition, and usually that happens when we go through difficult times. You've been able to do this because your mind is more balanced. You're able to think a little bit more clearly, and also the overall, the really difficult part is overall over. You're still walking away from it, but your head is clear enough that you're able to be, you know, really in touch with your intuition and getting spiritual energy and messages. Your advice is that whatever it is you do for work, or if you have, if you are an artist, or if you create, whatever it is that you create, however you make your money, whatever it is that you're producing, just keep doing it. It's almost like you're 80% there, and you're honing your craft, you're building your skills, you know, focus on your work and your craft and your skill. Just keep going, and you will get there. If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's in the description below, as is my social media links, which you can follow me on. I do monthly and mid-monthly readings, so definitely make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And if you're still here, you get a secret bonus card. The Princess of Pentacles, you have great ideas, but you need to be very practical in the way that you manifest them. So that could be, you have a great idea, but you need to come up with some sort of a schedule, for example, but you can create what you want. You are on the start of creating and manifesting the life that you want, the work that you want, how you want to make your money. Be practical, but keep moving forward. You can do it. Have a great month. Bye.